Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. GMA Michael Strahan breaks silence on controversial subject. Michael Strahan is a noted media personality, known for his hosting duties on Fox NFL Sunday and on Good Morning America. Recently, Strahan put his background to good use while speaking out on a controversial story. Strahan also shared something another well-known name had said about the story. Strahan spent years on the gridiron, playing for the New York Giants. He would eventually put his football skills to work as a football analyst on Fox NFL Sunday. Establishing himself as a media personality, Strahan is also well known for his co-hosting duties on Good Morning America. That said, Strahan's background in football often comes up on the show. One topic of discussion was Shedeur Sanders, a football player who previously played for Jackson State Tigers and Colorado Buffaloes. He had previously dropped to the 5th round of the 2025 NFL Draft, which saw the Cleveland Browns pick him up at No. 144 overall. Meanwhile, as noted by the New York Post, Shedeur's brother Shiloh also signed with the Buccaneers as an undrafted free agent. Both are the sons of Pro Football Hall of Fame cornerback Deion Sanders. Strahan recently talked about Shedeur dropping to the 5th round on Good Morning America. "I don't think this kid definitely should have dropped to the 5th round. If there's a good quarterback, people want a good quarterback. You've watched so many quarterbacks who have no amount of production like he had, and it's about numbers when it comes to quarterbacks." Strahan then name-dropped former professional football quarterback Tom Brady and shared his thoughts on the story. As he shared, "I spent with Tom Brady this past weekend, and we watched the draft, and as Tom said, he's an example. It doesn't matter where you're picked." Earlier in the episode, it was shared that Shedeur was the subject of a prank phone call in which it initially seemed like he was being invited onto a team. However, "But you're going to have to wait a little longer, man. Sorry about that." In a clip seen, a stunned Sanders asked, "What does that mean?" Jax Ulbrich, the son of Falcons coach Jeff Ulbrich, later apologized for the incident on Instagram. As he wrote, "On Friday night I made a tremendous mistake. Shedeur, what I did was completely inexcusable, embarrassing, and shameful. I'm so sorry I took away from your moment. It was selfish and childish. I could never imagine getting ready to celebrate one of the greatest moments of your life, and I made a terrible mistake and messed with that moment. Thank you for accepting my call earlier today. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me." Good Morning America shared a clip of Strahan discussing Shedeur's story on Instagram. At the time, many fans shared their own reactions to his comments. "So glad Michael used his platform to say what we all know. Loved that he spoke up. I could tell he wanted to say more, but casually went to the next headline. Well said, Michael. He will do great things, and he handled the situation very well. He even downplayed the prank call. He will make them regret that. Wait when he gets on that field. Period." Did you see this recent clip of Good Morning America? Make sure you come back to for all the latest TV and celebrity news. Michael Strahan, the former NFL powerhouse turned beloved co-anchor of Good Morning America, has finally broken his silence on a subject that has stirred headlines, fan theories, and online firestorms alike. Known for his infectious smile, candid interviews, and unwavering professionalism, Strahan typically steers clear of controversy. But now, in a moment both raw and revealing, he's speaking his truth. It began with whispers. A segment aired several weeks ago sparked waves across social media, not for what was said, but for what wasn't. Strahan had been noticeably quiet during a heated panel discussion about the intersection of celebrity influence and political responsibility. While co-hosts weighed in passionately, Strahan sat in contemplative silence, visibly reserved. Fans noticed, critics speculated, and the silence, ironically, grew louder. In a candid one-on-one exclusive with GMA's Robin Roberts this week, Strahan finally addressed the elephant in the room. The controversial subject? The responsibility of public figures, especially athletes, to speak out on divisive political and social issues. I didn't stay quiet because I didn't care, Strahan began, his voice steady but charged with emotion. I stayed quiet because I was trying to find the right words, not just for myself, but for the people who look to me for something more than a soundbite. Who spent 15 years as a defensive end for the New York Giants before becoming a media icon, understands the power of voice, but he also understands its weight. In a world where every tweet becomes a headline, where statements are dissected and distorted, silence can sometimes feel safer. Yet for Strahan, this recent silence wasn't cowardice, it was reflection. I've always believed in using my platform responsibly, he continued. But sometimes, when the world gets loud, it takes a moment of stillness to figure out what you really want to say, and how to say it with integrity. He then addressed the specific controversy, the expectation that athletes and celebrities must always be on the front lines of social commentary, particularly on polarizing issues like racial justice, LGBT+ rights, and political policy. I came from a locker room where unity mattered more than division. We didn't all believe the same things, but we respected each other. That's what I want to bring into every space I'm in, not just television, but life, he said. Strahan acknowledged that, as a Black man in America, staying silent can sometimes be misconstrued as complicity. I know what it feels like to be expected to represent an entire group of people, but I'm also human. I'm allowed time to think, to learn, to grow, and I want others to have that same grace. In the interview, Strahan also revealed the personal toll that the controversy and public assumptions about his views had taken on him. People think because you smile on TV, you're untouched by what's going on in the world. That couldn't be further from the truth. I see what's happening. I feel it. I talk to my kids about it. I live it every single day. He shared how he's been having tough but necessary conversations with his teenage daughters about identity, allyship, and authenticity in an age of constant digital scrutiny. They asked me, "Dad, what do you think about this?" And I realize how important it is to show them that strength doesn't always look like shouting. Sometimes it's in listening. Sometimes it's in waiting until you're ready to speak from the heart, not from fear. Strahan's remarks have struck a chord, drawing both praise and critique. Some argue that silence, no matter how thoughtful, in times of crisis is a luxury not afforded to everyone. Others applaud his honesty and the nuance he brings to a dialogue often reduced to absolutes. Robin Roberts, visibly moved during the segment, concluded the conversation with a powerful statement. "You've reminded us that authenticity isn't loud, it's true. And today, you spoke your truth." In the aftermath, Strahan took to social media with a clarifying post. "We're all trying to figure out how to do better in a complicated world. I may not always have the answers, but I'll always strive to show up, with respect, with love, and with the hope that listening can be just as powerful as speaking." The post garnered millions of likes and thousands of comments, many from fans thanking him for his transparency and empathy. This moment marks a pivotal shift for Strahan, not just as a media personality, but as a man navigating the complexities of public life with grace. His willingness to be vulnerable, to resist the rush to react, and to instead engage in thoughtful introspection offers a rare kind of leadership, one that prioritizes clarity over clamor. In a world dominated by hot takes and viral outrage, Michael Strahan's choice to pause before speaking may just be the most radical act of all. As for what's next, Strahan hints at future projects that may tackle these issues head-on, perhaps even a podcast or documentary series that creates space for complex, uncomfortable conversations. Whatever path he takes, one thing is certain: when Strahan speaks, people listen, not because he shouts, but because he means it.